Welcome back to Factory Sealed. It is August 23rd, 2015. My name is Eric Peterson. Joining me today, Mr. Daniel Curtis.
Hey, I'm back. Yay.
We've got Mr. Tom Reagan.
Yo.
How long have you been planning that?
All day.
All day. That was awesome.
Had to happen.
We've got Jess Clarkson.
It's not just thrown together this show, you know. That was fantastic.
That was amazing.
That may have been the most planned segment on this show ever. Even outside of special guests.
It's all downhill from here.
It's just shit. Every once in a while, a wrench just comes flying in and sails into the spokes of this show, and we just don't know where to go. So the ham horn started with Tom and I playing Rocket League, and the music for the goal just wasn't quite good enough. So we got the ham horn.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
there's a Twitter conversation about that, wasn't there?
Yeah, I
Big
think
many.
There was many ridiculous Twitter conversations involving the ham horn.
I need to see if I can get that on Android. Oh, there is ham horn on the Android. Nice, because I don't want to.
I feel like the next Rocket League video we do will just be that going off for
Well,
40 minutes.
there is one Rocket League video that I have yet to post. That's just Tom and I being obnoxious with the ham horns.
Beautiful.
So I actually took the time to watch that entire Final Ham Hornosity or whatever the hell it was called, where they do the Final Fantasy VII battle theme with ham horns.
Oh god, it was so bad.
It gets so ridiculous.
That's hilarious.
The fact that somebody took the time to do that,
Yeah.
Does it have the victory theme at the end?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
I
remember.
didn't make it to the end.
I didn't even know those were called ham horns, though.
I just thought they were called air horns.
I didn't even have a name for them.
Yep, same one. All right, good.
So where did ham horn come from?
I don't know. When I looked for the horn with that exact sound, the app was called Ham Horn. So
Did you
just went with that.
did you download it because of Rocket League, or have you had this on your phone for a while?
I've had it since New Year's. I downloaded it for New Year's. I don't know why. Just to be that guy in the corner, just
That would be
Tom,
amazing.
because it's called the ham horn. You should, if you're at work or something and somebody's eating a ham sandwich, you should just play it.
exactly. Yeah,
Every time,
Absolutely.
just pop up from nowhere. Every time they take a bite.
I need to find a
What's that you got?
foghorn for really depressing things too.
I need to get the clown car noise as well. Do, 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 do. We could each have a different horn.
That's amazing. Shotgun Vuvuzela.
Oh, those died after the World Cup.
I know, they're so
Oh,
obnoxious.
the vuvuzelas?
Oh
Yeah.
god,
The what?
the boozlers.
Vuvuzela, not is it vuvuzela?
That's how I say it.
Vuvuzela. What?
Vuvuzela.
Venezuela.
Zela?
Well,
Yeah.
I
I
can get behind the
figure it
Zuela part because it's South American, but
Yeah.
Venezuela?
Venezuela. Yeah, that's what they are.
I'm not gonna believe you just because you sound posh.
No, I lived with the guy from South Africa, and that's where the World Cup was.
Let's see what this one sounds like. Perfect. Oh, shut up.
I feel like we now need to add side first.
But it was also because I went to watch the ice hockey in New York, and every time they score a goal, there's like a foghorn or an air horn. So I kind of was like, I can get on board with the whole horn thing.
Do you call it ice hockey?
Yeah. Well, what do you call it?
Hockey.
Well, they have in England, don't you
But
have
it's on
field
ice.
hockey though too?
Yeah, we have just normal hockey. I think ice hockey is very popular in England.
It is?
No,
Oh.
No, it's not.
it's really amateur. But grass hockey is popular-ish.
Is
Yes.
it the same, like field hockey, or like the same as
Yes.
ice hockey but on grass?
It's not like as aggressive.
Wait, when
It's
you
just
refer
like-
to field hockey, are you referring to like they just put a ball and you've got sticks that you hit
Yeah.
it with, or are you talking about lacrosse?
No,
No,
the
the
field hockey
former.
that have the little umbrella-looking stick, like the girl field
Yeah.
hockey thing.
Yeah, the one that's on like the Olympics and stuff.
I don't know what the hell
Like,
you're
the
talking
summer.
about.
You've never seen field hockey
No.
in high
Yeah.
school?
We played
like-
lacrosse.
Girls wear little skirts and
Well,
they have
yeah.
like the
Oh.
best outfit.
We
I
would
don't know, we
spend our
have
time
this-
watching girls volleyball because of
Oh,
spandex.
booty shorts. Yeah.
Spandex.
There's also roller hockey as well. Hockey
That
on
shit's
skates.
dangerous.
Yeah.
I feel like ice hockey is just like the hockey, and then everything else is like an offset of that. So it's the original.
So
Well,
why in ice hockey you're allowed to beat the shit out of each other?
Because it's hockey.
Yeah, that's just kind of the point. The
Where
first
did that
game
rule
I ever
come from,
went to,
though?
there was a fist fight immediately following the face-off.
But is it actually allowed? Is
Yes.
it legally allowed? Oh.
You get penalty. Yeah, you don't get in like police trouble.
I don't really get it because both players get sent off, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who wins or loses. So why do they even fight?
I think
what are they fighting for?
I think the refs sort of allow it just because it's become part of the culture of hockey, so they allow it for a little bit just to let these guys blow off some steam.
That's the thing. Like, if you've ever gone to an arena, like as soon as you walk into the arena, they call it like arena air, and it's just like testosterone-filled fighting grounds. Like, it's very intense. People act stupid in
Yeah.
arenas.
Well, we were quite close to the front, and there were these 3 guys in front of us, and they were banging on the perspex, just going crazy, like
Yeah.
animals in a zoo.
Yep.
I love hockey.
It was really good fun. So different to going to see anything in England, like sport-wise.
Jolly good. Shall I hit this into the net? No, sir. I'm probably going to try to block it. Oh, if you could just stand to the side. You're blocking
I
my
want-
shot.
All we do is play croquet, you know. That's all we do.
Yeah.
Do you
And
play the
billiards.
croquet where you swing it between your legs vertically and have that stupid little British stance to it? Because I play croquet like golf. I whack that shit as hard as I can.
I've never played croquet.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played it properly.
Did nobody hear my horn there?
Nope.
No.
No.
Oh, here we go.
Are we going to a jousting festival?
It's called medieval horn.
Medieval times.
Oh man, that's a little too long.
That's going to be mine. I like that.
You should set the ham horn as your ringtone. Just a straight up 10-hour ham horn video.
Oh, God.
Did you make it all the way through that?
About 3 minutes, I think.
You made it 3 minutes?
Yeah, on like a moderate volume.
I mean, that's impressive. I made it through 3 seconds.
Ah, you got to give it a chance. It gets good.
It does it. You really start to trip out there at the end.
Grows on you.
I don't think that's
It's
true.
part of background noise.
Oh
So
dear.
relaxing.
So, what's everybody been playing this week?
Nice thing.
The Knights thing. So, Jess,
Yeah.
Dan
The
and I
Knights
had Dan and I have a bet. Before the show, we did a video of Knights thing.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the formal name, Rocket Knight
Officially.
Adventure. And about 30 seconds into it, we came to the conclusion that where we were at that time was probably further than you had made it into the game.
Huh.
Are we correct
did
in that assumption? Or,
Where did you guys end?
well, we ended really far when we made that
No, the bet.
the title screen.
Basically.
Okay, good. We were right, Dan.
Hooray! I knew it. I knew she'd get distracted.
So,
Obviously.
are we actually turning a new leaf, Jess? Did you play quite a bit?
Halfway?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's about where I made it to. So I'm going to let Dan take the helm on this game because he's the one who's got the opossum boner
I
for this
always
game.
take the helm on the games. I did Minish Cap.
You're making up for lost time.
Yeah, you weren't even
Paco.
here for the wrap up of Minish Cap.
It's not my fault my internet exploded.
Would you like to take a couple minutes to share your final thoughts on Minish Cap?
It was good.
Jesus, you are profound.
We need a horn. Dun, 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 dun.
This
on.
is the final
Hang
verdict from one Daniel Curtis of Geordie Shore. It was good.
Birch, yes, it was good.
Not it is good, it was good.
Twas good.
Twas. That's box art quote right there. It was good. Just super,
It was some good.
just
It was some good shit.
super generic quotes. I played it.
At least who played more than Jess.
Hey, Jess actually beat it.
Hooray! First game
Wait.
she's ever played through at the end.
No,
it's not.
I beat it like the day after you beat it. Let's get something straight.
Yes, and before I beat it for the second
Suikoden?
time.
Yeah, and there's been a few others.
I think Suikoden was the first game that you beat for this show.
Maybe Goof Troop. Did you beat that, Jess?
Oh,
Nobody's
I gave
beat Goof Troop. Kevin and I did a video of it, and we got to the final boss and died and didn't have any save states. We didn't die the entire game before, but then we lost all of our lives on the final boss. And we just could not be bothered to play through it again.
That's the worst.
Daniel,
Hi.
I want to hear what you honestly thought about Minish Cap before we go on to Rocket Thing.
I'm like I said,
Right.
the night thing. Yeah. And like I said the week before, it's honestly one of the best Zeldas I've ever played, I think.
The best.
Certainly. What?
Like, are you lumping that in with the 3D ones?
Yeah. I enjoyed it a lot. I really liked the shrinking down mechanic, and the only gripe I had with it is it gets very difficult towards the end.
It does. We spent quite a bit of time chatting about the difficulty of the 3 stages of the final boss.
Yeah. That was when it got really tricky. And I don't know, you just like it seems really hard to find hearts
Yes.
in any of the pots
Well,
or anything. I'm just like, every time I'm hitting them, I'm like, oh, it's a rupee, and then I'm like, I've got a full wallet, I don't need that, I need hearts, and then I just die. Back to the start. Do
if
it
you
again.
go through the process
die.
of finding all of the jars, then that makes the end of the game a little bit easier because you can fill them with fairies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Oh, fill them with fairies.
Super! I think I got all the jars but one of them. I didn't want to go through the Goron quest.
Did anyone do that? Because I would be interested to see what that was all about.
The Goron quest?
Yeah.
I read about it, and there's that Goron who's trying to get into the cave, and
Yeah.
once you help him, then I believe another Goron comes to town and
I had 2 of them
had
in
to-
the cave.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't even get to that part because I was at the final boss, and then I was reading about how to get the 4th jar. And then once you get through the cave, there's some shit you have to do in there. Then there's this beanstalk that takes you up to the top of the clouds, and there's a jar up there. But you have to traipse all over the map. There's something you have to do up on Krenel Mountain, and
Because this is getting all the kinstones, right? That'll let the Goron.
it's something like
Sure.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the one I didn't get. So I suffered through the final boss with 3 jars of fairies.
I had 2.
Is that your final verdict on it, Dan?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Like I said, it was good. That's all you need to know.
Most generic review ever. And you wonder why they stopped sending you review copies.
I think that's because we got lazy.
I think that's what it was too. I still have about 13 NIS American games I need to write reviews for.
Well, I must have been on a mailing list or something, because every year without fail they would send me a copy of Formula One.
Oh God.
and I have absolutely no interest, and I'd stopped writing reviews by this point, but every year I'd get the new one. I was just like, yep, no thanks. Just straight.
This one will go on the shelf.
Yep. I think I've got about
Amazing.
3 of them in my game box, just sitting there.
You keep your games in a box?
Mm-hmm.
Just a box on the floor.
That's a big wooden thing.
Like a chest.
Yeah.
Like a hope chest that little girls keep all their secrets in.
Then when you open it up, it plays the Zelda noise and go da 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 da.
That'd actually be pretty cool to rig that up.
I might do that. That would be really cool.
Someone did that for their girlfriend for like a engagement ring or something. I think they were proposing.
Wow.
And when
that's
she
pretty
opened the
cool.
ring box,
Yeah.
she just looks up and goes, "Fucking nerd."
See, I can't open the box either without playing the build-up tune before he opens it. Otherwise, you're not allowed to open it.
Oh,
That could be such an awkward engagement.
especially if she's not a gamer.
Yeah.
So you seriously just have a box on the floor with your games in it.
Yeah, pretty much.
You don't have a shelf.
Nope.
You don't proudly display all your stuff.
Nope.
That's
I will
depressing.
get shelves and stuff when I move out of the flat, and I can actually do things to the walls.
You can't do things to the walls in your house.
No, if you damage the walls and stuff, you'll have to repair them when you move
It's
out.
like not
so-
even put a nail in it.
Well, you could, but then you would have to repair it. So you don't.
So you have nothing on your walls.
I do have my.
But like a bookshelf. You
No, I've got loads of things on the walls. You can get these self-adhesive hook things, where you don't have to put nails in. So
Well, hopefully my landlord doesn't care too much because I've been bolting shit to the wall since I moved in.
Bye-bye security deposit.
No, it's just called Hello Toothpaste and some touch-up paint.
Yeah.
I've got my really
Toothpaste?
cool.
Yeah.
Like you use toothpaste instead of like polyfill?
Yeah, it works.
Toothpaste is cheaper.
Really? I've never heard this before.
Yeah, just don't use the Aquafresh stuff with like the red and blue stripes.
And it makes your walls minty fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing that's amazing.
You learn something new every day.
Mm.
Yeah, I've been
A lot of my
struggling
games
with...
are in my
Oh, go ahead.
comic book cabinet as well, Eric.
Oh, that one that Crystal made for you?
Yeah.
I've been struggling with how to display all my shit now because I've got shelves out in the living room that have all my PS3, PS4, and DS games, but then I've got 3 different shelves in my bedroom for Xbox, PS2, PS1, and then I've got a shelf in my office with all my PC games, and then I've got a drawer with all of my Super Nintendo, and then another shelf with all my NES, and then I've got 2 crates full of consoles, and then another crate full of controllers and cables. I just kind of want to consolidate all my shit into one location.
Area. So you're not running around the house.
Yeah. I want to get
You
one of
just
those.
create like a giant shelving unit that goes on every single wall around the room.
Yeah.
That would actually be pretty sweet.
My friend posted to my Facebook wall, like, I'm sure you've seen it, the big, like, bookshelf, like, cube kind of bookshelf that has
Yeah.
lights on, shining on top of the consoles, I think,
Oh.
which is pretty cool. So it's, like, painted red on the inside, and then I don't know if the lights are coming up from underneath or from the top, but it's really cool looking.
See, I thought about doing that for the consoles, just going to Target or something and getting one of those, the cube shelves, but those all just have like a vinyl laminate on them, so you couldn't really paint them. You'd almost have to build that.
Yeah. I've also, I think someone posted a picture on Reddit or something that they had like metal shelves kind of that were on a diagonal, and they had a little lip at the bottom so it would hold the consoles there, and they were like on either side of the TV, which was kind of cool
Oh,
too.
so they're kind of angled downward.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty
Nice.
sweet. I want to get. You remember the old GameStops or EB Games when they would have the glass square display cases that they'd put consoles and shit in? I want to get one of those for my handhelds.
They have some of that at IKEA.
What?
Yeah, they
Really?
had like for like displaying figurines and China crap.
I'm going to IKEA. Just
Maybe
those are
you
just
could buy
called
those.
display cases, right?
Yeah.
Good luck. We won't see you for 5 days if you go to IKEA.
do.
Yep.
Just
For little knickknacks.
No, these are not knickknacks, Jess.
Well, why do you want to put them all in a cabinet?
That's only $70 because it keeps them from getting dusty and shit.
Okay.
And I think some of them have lights in them too.
I could put my own lights in. Oh yeah, this one does.
Because my friend got one for his Transformers, and then my grandma has one for her knickknacks.
All of her little figurines.
Yeah. Royal Dalton.
There's a really good website called like IKEA Hackers.
Yes.
People have bought like bits from IKEA and then hacked together a really cool piece of like furniture, similar to what you just described, Jess.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
I might be
really
willing
good.
to go drop $70 on this.
Boom.
All right, Daniel.
Hello.
Rocket thing.
Night thing.
Night thing.
Rocket night thing.
Rocket night thing. What about it? What do you want? What do you want from me?
What do you want to know?
Be a host for a minute and take us through this game because this is.
I don't do the hosting. I just say stupid things every so often.
Okay, so say a bunch of stupid shit in a row. That's pretty much hosting the show.
Yeah, because I skipped the cut screen at the beginning, so
So, night thing.
yes.
For those of you who
what
actually
is it?
want to know what it's called, Rocket Knight
Rocket Knight Adventures. Yeah. Rocket Knight Adventures, 2D side scroller for the Mega Drive, which is Genesis. If you're American, it's just basically it's like most of the 2D side scrollers from the era, but you've got a jetpack, which you can use to blast in 8 directions, which is quite cool. And it's basically it's your old bad guy steals a princess. You have to go rescue her, but you're an opossum.
An
Which is like a
opossum.
possum. An opossum,
You're an
which is like a possum, but not a possum.
opossum.
And that's it, really. I think that about sums it up.
Jeez.
Beautiful.
To be fair, this is a difficult game to like really flesh out and describe. It is just like your classic side-scrolling platformer with just a few extra bells and whistles.
It is just a straight up
That's,
difficult game.
I actually got stuck on the same bit you got stuck on, Eric, for about 20 seconds.
So at the beginning, the very first level is very easy. It's just moving left to right, and they kind of introduce you to the mechanics of the game. If you hold down your attack button, it charges your rocket pack that if you let go of, you do a boost across the screen with your sword out, and you can attack people. And then you can boost straight up in the air, but when you shoot straight up, you can't maneuver. You just go up and then fall down. And about 20 seconds into the game, you come to this wall that you cannot jump over. And no amount of finagling how you jump got me over this wall. So I stood there for a solid 10 minutes just completely befuddled as to what to do.
No, that was definitely a stop sign for me as well.
Yeah. And I finally figured it out of just angry pessimism because I walked back to the end of the screen. I just let go of my boost and I went off at an angle. I'm like, oh, kind of feel dumb for not realizing that.
To be fair, it's not like super intuitive. Like, why would that happen?
Well, when you're moving and holding the rocket pack up at an angle, you're still moving forward, so it becomes this delicate timing issue. And then I watched Dan play it this morning. So you just jump and hit diagonal and just pop over the wall. Like, that would have been nice to know. Felt like an idiot. As soon as
You are an idiot.
As soon as I beat it, I'm like, fuck, I'm dumb.
I'm glad you guys were stuck too.
Because I posted that picture on Twitter, and the second I hit tweet, I got over the wall. Damn.
Likely story.
It was actually the next day.
Yeah.
It was kind of like with the Link's Awakening.
Is it because I tweeted back at you and said, use the jetpack, dearest?
Well, you were treating it as if I didn't even know a jetpack existed.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because your tweet was so incredibly vague.
Vague.
Of course I used the jetpack to go up or sideways. You could have said, use the diagonal jetpack. An extra clarification. That's all.
No.
That's all you had to do.
You don't get help on retro games.
It's all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. So I'm glad that 3 of us got stuck, and I guarantee you Baby Curtis got stuck there when he first played it too.
Oh, probably.
Probably did, but adult Curtis does not.
Adult Curtis is too good.
Well, you saw me play it today.
Yeah, you were quite good at it compared to me.
I was playing it the other day on when you finish it. I think you have to finish it to unlock it. It gets a mode called Crazy Hard or something, where basically you get one life, one continue.
Really?
Really.
I can't imagine that.
And I got up to level 3 without save states.
Are there like extra lives? Because I know there are a few in the game.
Yeah, you can still pick them up.
Oh, okay.
But all the enemies take more hits.
Yeah.
So even the pigs at the beginning of the game that just shed their clothes in sheer joy when you hit them.
No,
Yeah,
they still take one, but the rest take loads of hits.
I would like to know why everybody just, when they die, their clothes fall off. I mean, that's got to be the most poorly designed armor. You don't think that they would have tested the armor before they outfitted their entire army with it?
Seriously.
Oh boy, you
maybe
bumped up against the wall and your armor fell off? Oh, go to battle.
Probably the energy from Sparks' sword makes the armor explode. There you go.
There's no energy coming from it.
Yeah, does it? Fires energy from the sword?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the propulsion from it.
You don't just hit people with the sword.
So
Eric.
why
It
does he
shoots,
go around
circular laser beams?
blowing dudes' clothes off? If you had that power, I could think of 1,000 better uses for it.
Because
Maybe he's gay.
the only female in the land is the one who gets
And
kidnapped.
that's why he's trying to get to her, so he can use his sword to blow her clothes off. Point of the game.
If you get to the end in cinematic, he just winks at the screen and then just shoots at her and her clothes go.
Right before the beam hits her, it cuts to credits.
Yeah.
That would be the worst, like,
Then if you finish-
anticlimactic.
Then if you finish it on Crazy Hard, you get the extended scene.
It's like the old the old video game myth where Tomb Raider, if you beat it properly, you could see her showering at the end.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever hear that?
In one of the guides I had, there's a section on Tomb Raider 2 where she gets changed into a wetsuit. And it cuts away from her, and it said if you put in a certain code really quickly, it would cut to her doing it, and never did.
I really miss gaming legends like that. They just don't exist anymore.
Yeah. Did you ever hear the GTA 3 one where you could go through the tunnel into another island? Like there was a tunnel which was blocked off.
Oh, I tried that endlessly.
Yeah, me too. And I was convinced it was real. But
I
just
think
going
it's
back to Tomb Raider, did anybody see the exploder cheat that somebody made?
Where she just blows up?
No, when it actually made her naked.
Really?
Oh, no.
It's one of the most disturbing things in the world. Basically, it just turns her clothes flesh coloured, and she's just got two. Just got two squares on her nipples.
I've never done
I
this
do remember
before. But in Saints Row, you can put pasties on the chick.
Yes.
And that looks like nipples if you make it like a little
Jess,
fleshy pink color.
have you never watched any of the dozens of Saints Row 3's videos Dan and I did?
No.
Dan spent 90% of his time as a golden painted, pasty wearing transvestite.
Beautiful.
Yep.
I want to see this Tomb Raider exploder cheat. Was it the original Tomb Raider?
I just googled Tomb Raider nude cheat. Now I wish I hadn't.
Oh, God.
I'm Googling it.
Yep. Tomb Raider nude cheat. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, I see.
I've got one.
It just turns her tank top flesh colored. All right, let's see it. Which one did you... Are you talking about the original Tomb Raider that this was for?
Tomb Raider 2.
Oh, boy.
There's one with like some bush action too.
I think we might be... I found one that's like she's got her utility belt and everything. It just turns her wetsuit flesh colored.
Oh, my God.
See, that one looks quite realistic because that's off of one of the newer ones.
Jeez.
That would actually be pretty cool for a girl to get a picture of her body printed onto a wetsuit, because it technically wouldn't be indecent exposure because she's covered.
Okay, but what is going on with the scar like above her vagina in that picture?
Maybe she used to be a guy.
I don't think there'd be a scar going up.
You do
Maybe,
realize
actually,
what they
that
have
would
to
be
cut
right,
off, right?
I forgot the positioning.
Yeah.
I've possibly found the most disturbing image of the lot. If you're interested,
Of course.
Yes.
enjoy.
Oh, Jesus, no. Oh, my God damn. What the hell is this?
So hilarious.
Wow.
I don't even know.
Is that a guy?
I don't think so.
No, she has boobs.
There's no... I don't understand the mechanics of what's happening.
What does it say on the back on the wall?
I don't even know.
Better safe than sorry.
That's beautiful.
I mean, what's there that she's doing to her? Like, it's a, I
I don't
can't...
think, like she doesn't have a strap on either.
I can't stop watching it.
Yeah, because you can see the back.
It's quite
legs.
mesmerizing. So should we explain to anybody listening what
I'm going to let you explain this one, Dan. I'd like to hear.
I'm not explaining that.
Be a host.
I can't explain that.
You found it. This is your mess. I mean, Lara just looks like, okay, the expression on her face is, I'm getting nothing here.
Basically, it's for some reason a random woman humping Lara Croft in doggy style on a GIF.
So there's another one with a guy behind that same girl.
Is there?
Yes, I'm doing research on this now.
I'm starting to wonder if this has anything to do with Tomb Raider.
We wandered
could
down
be
a very
anything, right?
dark path.
Yeah.
I still, that wetsuit one might still be the best one yet, though.
It's got the bush action.
I'm impressed. She's doing her. That's awesome. Not conforming to society. You do you, Laura.
It's Lara.
Laura.
No.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are we going to be afraid of what shows up here?
Yep.
Clear browser history.
Did you send it?
It's in the
Hang on.
chat. Oh wait,
What's up?
just kidding.
Jesus, Dan. No, you don't clear your browser history because that means something suspicious happened.
Yep.
You selectively go through.
That's what private
site.
browsing was invented for.
That's true.
You know what they need is they need an... Oh, what the hell is this,
This is
Dan?
like the longest URL I've ever seen in my life. It doesn't even. It says there's a redirect.
Oh, does it not link through?
It does, but did you just take me to the main page?
Apparently.
Oh my god! Can you go to the animation?
Oh,
No.
I do apologize.
Like a foot job is happening.
This is
Right,
definitely...
let's just stop this.
We have wandered down
a very dark
a
path.
very dark path. Tom's been awfully silent for a while. Tom, what are you doing over there?
No, I haven't clicked it because I'm on my work laptop. so I'm
Oh,
not
you haven't
gonna
clicked
do that.
any
Smart
of
choice.
them.
Not the link that Dan just put, the long Google URL.
Yeah, you probably don't
But
want
I can
to.
see the GIFs inside the Skype chat. That's enough. I've got enough information here.
Yes.
No, you don't
So
want to
let's...
see them.
How the hell did we get there?
I don't know.
So when I was teaching English, I would teach the concept of stream of consciousness. And this whole segment is a physical representation of stream of consciousness.
Yep.
You start with one thing, it's like, oh, this, and oh, that, oh, and before you know it, I think that's just the nature of the internet. Before you know it, you're looking at porn.
I think that's like all roads lead to porn on the internet.
Yeah.
They pretty much do.
Let's go back to
wow.
Rocket Knight.
Yeah.
Night thing.
That's how we
Thing.
got there, because dudes' clothes are falling off, and then we...
Oh
yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, definitely apologize for that deviation from the show. This game, I need to get back into my train of thought for it.
You said it was hard.
Yeah,
Clothes are falling off.
Okay, and yes, two different kinds of hard there. Sorry.
Oh, amazing.
I feel like this game, well, it is decent platforming, ventured into the realm of being difficult just for the sake of being difficult. Whereas other good platformers like Mega Man, they're hard for the right reasons. This game, it's like, we're just going to throw some random shit at you, and it's just going to be hard for the sake of being difficult.
I didn't mind it once I figured stuff out. Like, I feel like it is not super forgiving until you learn how to beat it.
Yeah, I suppose.
And then after, like, I was able to go through some of the bosses without getting any hits, where the first time I was, like, destroyed because I didn't know what the hell was going on.
I guess I could see that too, because I guess Mega Man might be the same way for a lot of people, and just that, like, oh, fuck this game's too hard, because they just throw a lot of enemies at you. And
So yeah, I'm like that with Mega Man because I've never played it as a kid. So I think your Mega Man is basically my Rocket Knight, because I find Rocket Knight incredibly simple.
yeah, you did make it look pretty easy when we were playing.
Yeah, because you get to know how to defeat certain enemies the right way, I guess.
Well, it's the same with any game, isn't it? The more you play it, the better you get at it.
Just blow the
So-
clothes off.
Yeah, because the
Yep.
first one, the one that's in like the first boss, I think that's on the bridge.
Oh, jeez.
I sat there for maybe like 2 minutes hitting the actual robot instead of jumping and hitting him, and I was like, how much health does this guy have? Why is he not dying?
Yeah, but
Before
it wouldn't have.
common sense kicked in.
You would have known this because it didn't show that he's getting hit.
Yeah, I realized that after. I was like, there should be some sort of thing happening.
Jess, have you ever played any games ever?
Yes, that's why I said it should have been happening, and it wasn't.
But then did you not think, oh, I'll try and hit that other bit and see if it works?
That's how I was successful.
I just jumped
After a
behind
while.
him and just pounded away from behind.
That's what I ended up doing.
While Eric was also tripping balls at the waterfall background.
Oh,
That was a terrible background. Whoever the hell came up with that.
It was really weird.
I was confused. I actually thought I'd defeated him and I stopped playing, and then there was a second part to the boss.
I did like how all of the bosses had variations, and you beat one segment and then he transforms or deforms into another element, and then each one's got what, 3 parts to it?
I thought the first one had 2.
Not all the bosses do. But
Yeah.
quite a few
Maybe
of
the
them
first
do.
one they were just easing you into it.
The ones on the bridge and stuff, they're actually the mini bosses, though.
Okay.
Not the main boss. The main boss is at the end of the level where after you beat, the screen explodes and then you can it freezes on Sparkster when he's in a certain position, which I find very hilarious.
I'm still impressed that you know his name, because at no point do they ever tell you his name.
It's because the sequel's called Sparkster,
And did they have it in the manual, maybe?
possibly.
No, but isn't it in the intro cutscene?
You watched
I
it?
don't-
They
watch
mentioned. Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Otherwise, it was pretty straightforward. It was just like, you are Sparkster. There is an evil pig.
I just figured this
Now
was a basic 16-bit platformer where you are the hero and you need to save a girl. And it's pretty much what they all are.
I have a mug that actually says self-rescuing princess, which I think is appropriate.
What if you're dead?
Then I wouldn't need rescuing?
Your body would.
Not really.
No. No way. I had a question. Oh, yeah, pigs are like not given the positive like image in a lot of games.
They get a pretty bad rap.
Yeah.
I used to enjoy on Red Dead Redemption kicking the pigs. That's always funny. Anybody ever do that?
No, I would just
No.
shoot my horse constantly.
I know you want to pick.
Yeah, you can go and kick the pigs.
Just stopped
It's
playing
pretty,
with
it's pretty
me.
amazing.
Because she'd come riding up. It's like, let's go do a mission together. And then execute her horse and ride off into the sunset.
all of the time.
As soon as she would spawn and get her horse dead.
All I remember from our Red Dead Redemption adventures is trying to tie somebody up, putting her on the train tracks.
Do you remember playing where we would take the horse and run it off the cliff and then try to shoot the horse dead before it hits the ground?
Yes.
Oh my God,
Horse trap
that is
shooting, that's
so-
what it was called.
Horse trap.
Did you ever
And
watch the
then
last?
we were driving a carriage, which obviously has two horses on the front, and Eric shot them both in the head.
The worst.
Horse trap shooting was difficult because there's that huge rock quarry, and there's two ledges to it. There's the lower ledge and the upper ledge. So one person would get on the upper ledge and ride their horse like hell, and then jump off the cliff, and then the other person would have to shoot it on the way down. So guaranteed somebody's dying. It's all about getting the horse to die with you before it hits the ground. I mean, it's going to die when it hits the ground either way, but it's all about that death before impact.
Worst ever.
This is how you play games. You make up games within games.
I'm fine with that, but like animals, I can't hurt them in games. Can't do it.
Horse trap shooting. You tell
I
me
know,
why
you
you
guys are
wouldn't
the
want to play
worst.
horse trap shooting.
Like, I have a hard time, even if like there's an animal that's mean. I'm like, oh, why can't I just like tranquilize you or something?
What about all the...
So, like on Skyrim, when you're encountered the giant spiders, did you just run away?
No, spiders are dicks. They can die.
What about the
But if
dogs from Resident Evil?
Yeah, like, I'll try to run away.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel bad.
But they're evil.
They're
evil
not
dogs.
real.
Yeah, I know. I just feel bad.
Are you afraid you're going to turn into a serial killer?
Yeah. It's the first step, killing animals in video games. It's all downhill from there.
Next thing you know, you're choking out hamsters in your bedroom at 2 a.m.
Oh, God.
Jesus. So this game, I went through a series of emotions. Because initially I didn't like it because I couldn't get over that wall. And then once I got over it, I'm like, yeah, this really isn't that bad. And then I hit the second level with the stupid fire aspect. And then the diagonal rocketing. I was telling Dan in our video this morning that the worst aspect of this game, or the least intuitive, most cumbersome aspect, they decide to build an entire level around. Having to rocket up at angles, and it just was cumbersome. And that's where I hit the point, like, I hate this game. This game sucks. And then,
But that's interesting coming from you because you're all about that Mega Man fire level.
yeah, but I suppose that's a good comparison. Okay. Still, the diagonal jumping
Wow,
sucks.
he's at a loss for words. That's never happened.
I'm trying to be more open to different thought processes.
Oh, God.
Except coming from you, Dan.
Of course.
Yeah.
I like the diagonal jumping. I thought it was kind of fun.
I thought it'd be good if you could set it up without moving. That's what made it difficult, is as soon as you
Yeah.
started to set it up, your character would move.
What do you mean?
You couldn't...
You can do it
What
from a
is
stationary
difficult about
position.
what is difficult about it? You hold diagonally up, hold the attack button, let go.
Yeah, but as soon as you start holding diagonal up, your character starts moving to the side.
No, you hold the
No, they don't.
attack button first.
Yeah.
And then
And you still
hit
move.
the diagonal. No.
Yes, you do. I guarantee you still move.
Well, yeah, you'll move a tiny bit, but just start charging, then do it, then go. It's just
Yeah,
It's the
like
simplest
release
thing
it
in the
right
world.
away, and it didn't.
I wouldn't say it's the simplest thing in the world.
it is.
Maybe on a Genesis controller, because weren't the Genesis controllers, the D-pad was technically a circle?
I don't know.
I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah,
I need to look.
the first one was.
Well, either way, that level sucked. Some of the later levels were pretty cool. The underwater level, I always hate underwater levels in any game. Even
Yeah,
Mario
yeah.
64, underwater levels were shit.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I just never liked them. I don't know if it's like the panic
Yeah.
of you're going to die or like the
I don't
weird
like them.
physics of it.
I think that's
I do-
It comes
I-
from it comes from playing Sonic where you drown. I
Oh,
think
Jesus.
everybody has the
Yeah.
fear.
that's the worst.
Yeah. I stopped playing New Super Mario Brothers with the DS because of that water level. I just
And
stopped
also,
playing.
it also comes from Echo the Dolphin, which is terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifyingly bad.
So, oh, shit.
So, Jess, you said you made it about halfway. You made it past the airship level?
No.
No.
Past the fire one? Oh, no, past the cart.
Okay.
The end of the cart.
That's level 2.
And there.
Yeah, I just got to level 3 then.
Okay, so there are 7 levels. So through the power of rounding,
So kind of halfway.
about halfway. That's about what I told Dan when I said I was over halfway, and he's like, "No, you're at level 2." I don't even what's after the airship level, because that's where I made it.
Oh, I can't remember what.
There's a certain
exactly
boss
it
I
is.
got to and just went, "Yeah, fuck this, I'm done."
I think it's the after the airship, you blast out the airship. There's a fly-in section, and then you crash into this big factory thing. And there's these invulnerable pig robots which you have to run away from. And then there's like a section where you have to flee up the screen while something's coming towards you. And if you don't do it quick enough, you die.
Do they tell you that you can't defeat the pigs? Like, you have to run? Or is it kind of you figure it out when nothing's
No,
happening?
you figure it out for yourself. So, and then the level after that, I think you blast. Oh, that level is actually one of the best ones because the boss on that level is his rival who stole the princess,
Would you say his name was Axel Gear?
Axel Gear. Yes. And then you kind of run towards him, and he jumps in a giant mech thing, and you have to run away from him, like go left and navigate over some tricky platforms and stuff. And then you jump in your own pig mech, and it starts this unique boss fight where you have to punch each other and stuff.
Oh, that was the screenshot that you posted, right?
Yeah, it's really difficult, but it's so cool.
You posted a
really good.
screenshot?
Posted loads.
On Facebook, like a week ago?
Oh, on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then after that, you blast out of a cannon into space. And the entirety of that level is, when he's flying. That level is all that. And then you crash into the pig star, which is what it's called.
Look at you.
You fight.
You just have this
you fight
memorized.
You fight through all of that, which is that's the hardest bit. Some crazy bosses, and then you find out that the main boss, who's a pig, is actually just a robot. And then you go to the center of the base, which is powered by a artificial life mainframe thing.
Oh.
You fight that, you kill that, and then in the final section you escape through an escape pod, and it falls back down towards the planet. But while you're falling, this mainframe comes and starts trying to attack you, and then finally it burns up in the atmosphere, and then you win, and then you're done.
So where's the princess?
Then you rescue the prince. You've already rescued the princess before this point. That's about level 6.
So why did the game keep going on? Was this like an encore?
Yeah, why did you go into space then?
Because it's to stop the pig star thing for reasons.
For reasons.
And then he comes back down, rejoices with the princess, uses energy sword to make her clothes come off. It's done.
Beautiful.
I like it. Remove thy dress, princess.
Apparently the pigs are called Devotindos.
Devotindos?
And the Emperor Devlicus Devotindos.
Oh.
That's a weird name.
Well, if you go on Wikipedia, it has an exceptionally large section about the plot.
Really?
Really?
I can't imagine that it would be that in depth. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely an interesting game. I don't want to say that it's bad. I mean, I can see the merit in it. After watching Dan play it, someone who's good at it, I could see why it would be an enjoyable game. It just there's kind of a steep learning curve to it.
Yeah.
There is. I actually wrote that in my Factory Sealed Relives.
Oh, yes, you did do that. And now we get to put a video with it.
We do.
Ooh.
So,
hooray.
any other thoughts on Rocket Knight? Tom?
There are better games with the word rocket in them.
Like Rocket...
Party.
Rocketeer?
Well, I thought it was a good game. I got as far as you, Eric.
Okay, good.
And then I stopped because it was just I couldn't deal with that boss.
Yeah.
And I just turned it off.
I don't even remember what boss it was, but
I can't either. I was going to chip in with it, but I just can't remember.
Yeah. Do you guys play anything else?
Eric is also.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Eric has also reviewed a piece of hardware on the site as well this week.
I did. We talked a little bit about it a couple weeks ago, but my final thoughts on that Live Gamer HD are up on our website. And I took the time to construct a 14-minute video review.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I put some
Impressive.
work into it. You know, definitely an impressive little card. So if you want to check that out,
I'll give that a read.
factory-seal.com.
It's even got a scrolling gallery.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't hear any smart-ass comments from you about that.
I've literally just found it.
It's at the top of the article.
I haven't been on the website.
What do you mean a scrolling gallery?
Go to the...
Like a slider?
Here, check it out.
So excited.
I've only been asking him to put that into the site for about 4 months.
It's been there the whole time. I just didn't bother teaching you how to use it.
Oh, thanks.
It's the section under the details. Plus, I know, Dan, you wouldn't give two shits about putting the proper picture sizes in there, because if I told you, you'd be like, well, this is a lot of work.
Well, no, I actually do care, but just to annoy you, I don't.
Oh. I was going to say, because
I know
imagine...
I know it really grounded you. So
I'm sitting here wondering how you survive at work, because if somebody gives this to you, like, we need it done like this, you're like, I can't be arsed. Like, oh, Mr. Curtis, we're
no,
going to need you to...
I actually do things normally in life. It's just when you're involved.
I see.
It's so fancy. All of those in-between picture animations.
Yeah.
Nice transitions, yeah.
You like that? You like that?
Transitions is probably the better
That's
word.
technically what they're called. But we'll go with in-between pictures.
You like it?
It's the formal one. But, no, I really like the format that we've developed for these reviews.
Well, thank you.
I think our ultimate goal, and we need to get Mr. Tombo on board with helping us out on this, is to develop this into kind of a retro game repository where, as we write more and more of these, they just kind of become this thing where you can go in and sort through the different genres or the different consoles or categories, however you want to set it up, and then we've got, stuff written up. They're not technically reviews, because I think our years of doing reviews have kind of jaded us on the concept of a review. It's more of a, hey, this is what the game is. Make your own your own adjustment.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Wikipedia entry, but with added funnies.
But I feel like there's enough reviews out there.
Yeah, and ultimately reviews become a
Circle jerk?
little bit. They're not very subjective. They're more objective in whoever's writing it. Or no,
So
subjective.
what we wanted to do for these anyway was me and Eric discussed earlier this week is hopefully get one done a week each, depending on what happens, obviously. But that kind of ties into we want to eventually start selecting random games for other people to play.
Yes. So Dan, tell us about your. I'm surprised we remembered this, because Dan and I are 8 hours apart. So the pretty much first thing I do when I get up is I make some coffee, make breakfast, hop onto my computer, log in, and then boom, it's afternoon for Dan, and we just start shooting the shit. And we usually will come up with really cool ideas and then never remember them because we don't write them down.
Yeah.
And
so the idea behind this one, we're going to call it the random game generator. We find a list of games, we click a letter, we don't look, we see what we stop on, and we select that game for the other person to play that week.
That's fun.
That's good.
As long as it doesn't cost a fortune, or we can easily access it.
Like retro games or any?
Yeah, well, we are a retro gaming podcast.
I would say let's stick with the retro stuff, so that can be very easy to find.
Yeah.
Makes
so
sense.
I don't think we'll start it this week, because obviously we haven't told you yet. So
plus we need to develop the
sprung that
system for how to select it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But hopefully, starting next week, we'll start doing that.
I think it'll be.
And then the person who's done it ideally will write a Factory Sealed Relives about it.
Jess, Tom, would you guys be down?
I am down with that.
Down.
That
So
works.
we want to populate the site a bit more. That's the idea behind it, basically. Because obviously we've got the podcast, people listen to the podcast, but we've got this website as well. So let's use it.
Utilize it.
Yeah.
Break.
Jeeves, populate the website for us.
Jeeves, get on your computer and do this.
Yeah. We're also starting to do a lot more videos as well, aren't we?
Yes,
Yay.
we are.
So if you go to Eric's YouTube, which is the real Honest Pizza.
Yeah, but
Yes.
they've made it so you can actually change it, so it's just listed as Honest Pizza, but it's technically the real Honest Pizza, because a while ago I accidentally deleted my YouTube account. Do you remember when that
Because he's an
happened?
idiot.
I
Yep.
was so pissed.
Yeah, you got rid of the hilarious Saints Row 2 video.
It's still there.
I know you recovered it,
Yeah.
but it deleted it originally.
It sucks. Yeah, that was fun. If you guys have any thoughts or questions you want to send to us, factorysealed@manatank.com. We have a question from Harrison Hameter. Haven't heard from him in a while, but
Good name.
yeah. Says, yo, FSP crew, what is the most valuable game or item in your game collections? Also, what game or item would you like in your collection? And finally, I suggest y'all play either one of the King of Monsters games for SNES and arcade. First one's essentially a wrestling game with movie monsters, but the second one is a side-scrolling beat-em-up with monster wrestling matches in between and at the end of the stages. Thanks, guys, for putting in work each week to pump out these shows.
It's quite all right. It's
we
quite
put
easy
in
to
work.
talk shit.
Yeah. I don't know if this is... I received a message, before we answer his questions, I received a message on Steam the other day from a guy whose username on there is Apollo, and he was sharing some thoughts with me on the show and just how much the show actually has meant to him over the years. And we don't get a whole lot of feedback in terms of what, how we've affected people. I mean, it's just not something that people send us. But he was saying something about how he really appreciates the show that we've put together and how it's kind of helped him through a lot of tough times in his life, and just how the Manatank podcast and when Factory Sealed came along, he spent a lot of time just listening to us and connecting with us, and he was really appreciative of the time and effort that we've put into the show each week. So I just wanted to share that with you guys.
So sweet.
That's really cool.
Oh, it has brought a tear to mine eye.
Jeeves, wipe this tear away. All right, so to his question, what is the most valuable game or item in your game collections? Jess, let's start with you. I know you have just a huge game collection.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't really have anything worth anything because a lot of my games are at my parents' house, lost in their basement, or were sold by Andrew.
Oh, that bastard.
Yep. Bastard.
I suppose for me, one of the rarest things would be my guides I've got
Yep.
from years ago. Like, I've got Final Fantasy 8, 9, 10 and 10-2 aren't as rare. I've got Tomb Raider 2 somewhere. I have the Metal Gear Solid 2 guide.
Dan,
And I think that's
to
it.
send you a picture of my guide cabinet.
Yeah, I think you've shown me before.
I've got...
I need to consolidate this stuff.
Yes, I do. That's in the living room, believe it or not. So I've got
Oh.
I suppose it.
guides from
Sorry. You go.
Super Mario RPG,
Wow.
Super Mario 64. I've got the GoldenEye original guide. I've got some really old guides, but
Have you guys ever seen the guide for Final Fantasy 9?
yeah, it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It is. It's like, it just says, it just basically says for anything, go to this website to have a look.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
That's
And
hilarious.
I'm just,
I can understand kind of
And then-
why they did that, because that was at the advent of the internet, and they kind of wanted to get people more active in websites. But universally, that is regarded as one of the worst strategy guides ever written, because there's nothing
yeah,
in it.
because it's like you've bought something that doesn't tell you what to do.
That's the one Final Fantasy guide that I don't have, and I've actually come across it multiple times, and I can't bring myself to buy it because it's such a pile of shit.
But that's why when I replayed Final Fantasy IX as an adult, I found out loads of things that I didn't know. Because obviously back then you didn't have the internet, so you couldn't just access everything. And but reading that guide, it's just like, right, there's a secret here, but we're not going to tell you what it is. Go to this website, and if you do it now, if you look at the guide, the website doesn't even exist.
It doesn't?
So, no.
Oh, Jesus.
But that would be cool, like for people who couldn't afford the guide or something like that, to just go to the website then.
No, but nobody would know about that unless you had the guide.
But your friends would tell you, like Eric told all his friends everything. That's why he had friends.
I feel like you're making fun of me.
Yeah. They just go around the neighborhood hitting things with golf clubs.
Oh, yeah, urban golf. Let me see that pack of yogurt.
I think honestly though, probably they're not rare, but the pride of my collection is still the original PS1 Final Fantasies.
I've got an old Enix RPG still in box that I have yet to really come across anybody else who's ever heard of it, and it's called Robotrek.
Never heard of it.
Nope.
It's actually a pretty surprisingly good RPG. I don't have anything that's worth a ton of money. I still have so when the GameCube was out, they were releasing some Zelda bundles, and in one of them they had the GameCube version of Ocarina of Time plus the Master Quest. I still have one of those sealed. I've also got the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition for GameCube. Those are two pretty hard to find games.
Nice.
I don't have anything that's really expensive. I have pretty much any RPG on Super Nintendo that's worth owning, except Earthbound.
Do you have
Yeah.
Chrono Trigger?
I do have Chrono Trigger.
Good choice.
I have Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore. I've got the Mario RPGs, all the Final Fantasies.
I don't have really a great deal of stuff anymore, but I do have the limited edition PSP for Crisis Core.
Oh shit!
Oh, nice.
The silver one. That's quite cool.
I need to play that game. I haven't not played it yet.
Oh, it's really good.
It is.
Why haven't the remastered
It
it
is
yet?
so good. That's probably one of the most underrated Final Fantasies of all time.
Yeah, that was the reason I bought a PSP, was for Crisis Core.
It's the reason I kept
See,
it.
I started playing Final Fantasy Dirge of Cerberus this week.
How is that?
Anybody ever play that?
I have it. I've never played it.
It has not aged well, but it was good at the time.
I remember my buddy really
It's
liking
like-
it at the time.
It's a third-person shooter where you play as Vincent of Final Fantasy VII, and it has quite a good storyline. But spoilers because you're probably not going to play it. But Professor Hojo of Final Fantasy VII. Like, can you remember how he dies on Final Fantasy VII?
No.
At the top of he's at the top of the Mako cannon in Midgar, and he like transforms into loads of different monsters, and then you defeat him. And then it shows you a clip where Vincent approaches him, and his body like disappears. And basically, Professor Hojo has uploaded his consciousness into like the internet or something. And then he starts possessing this guy who summons an Omega weapon to destroy the planet and stuff. And it has a really good storyline. It has a few cameos in it. Yuffie's in it. And
Well, isn't the whole game
Kate
Yuffie
Sith.
and Vincent?
Yuffie's not in it loads.
Kate Sith is in it, though.
Then, yeah, he is. And then all the rest of the cast kind of make a cameo at the end, but they're not in it much.
Huh. Speaking of Final
I think
Fantasy,
it's,
one of the other things that I have that's actually pretty... I don't want to say it's expensive or rare, but I still have it sealed in box, is when Advent Children came out, PlayArts did a bunch of different action figures, and for our anniversary one year, Christy bought me the Cloud and Fenrir motorcycle action figure.
Oh, man.
That's so cool.
I just put
I
a
would
picture
love
of that in our chat. I still have it in box. I've been tempted to take it out. I actually have the Sephiroth action figure. I've opened that and taken it out. I have the Cloud action figure, but I actually have the Fenrir motorcycle too.
I used to have Squall and Cypher off Final Fantasy VIII, and they each come with the gun blades, but I don't know where they've gone.
I had Final Fantasy X did the big characters, like 16-inch or 12-inch ones, and I never really took too good a care of them. Like Auron's stand broke, and then some of the stuff came off of his belt, and then Titus's sword broke. The ponytail off Kamari busted off. I never took care of him, and now I kind of wish I would have.
See, I know I've said this before, but I am not good at not opening things. Like, as soon as I buy something, I open it, no matter what.
Too.
I mean, the one I have for this Fenrir probably isn't worth anything anymore because the clamshell got a dent in it, and it, when people are looking at collector's items, like, oh, worthless. So I could probably open it, and I'm never going to sell it. But now it's to that point.
I'll give you $1 for it.
It's to that point, kind of like with my Kingdom Hearts 2, where, well, I've kept it sealed for this long. Let's...
Oh, will you play that game?
I'll play it. I've been playing through Kingdom Hearts 1.5 on PS3, so when I'm done with that, I'll play the 2.5.
Thank God, it is amazing.
I also have the Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection. It's not particularly rare, but it's really cool.
That's on PS3,
really
isn't it?
Yeah, it's got like the art book and all the Metal Gears up to that point, including the ones on MSX and stuff.
I had the Metal Gear Solid 3 Collector's Edition guide, and I sent that to Oliver because he helped pay for my plane ticket to come up to Canada one year, so I kind of sent that to him as a thank you.
That's so nice.
Nice.
And then I sent Kevin a copy of Final Fantasy VIII. But, stuff that you want in your collection.
I want to start collecting more figurines, actually, but they're so expensive.
Yeah. If you get the decent ones, like Play Arts ones, are so expensive. Or if you get the McFarlane figurines.
Have you guys ever seen Hot Toys before?
Hot Toys?
No.
Nope.
Hot Toys, they are the most scarily accurate action figures I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They are incredible.
Like temperature?
Yes.
Yeah.
See,
check it out.
I went through a phase of wanting to collect figurines, but they just take up so much space.
You got a big house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fill it.
Fill it with games.
But honestly, these hot toys things look like, say they're off the movies, they actually look like the actors.
How expensive are they?
It's like very Uncanny Valley type of thing.
They're they're over £100, I think.
Jesus.
If not, they actually don't have a price on. That's how expensive
If
they
you
are.
have to ask, you can't afford it.
Yep.
I actually caved in and finally bought something for my collection that I've been wanting for quite some time. I usually, when it comes to retro games, if I want it, I'll usually wait till I find it in the store and buy it. But this one I've been searching for years and couldn't find it. It's a DS game called Lufia Curse of the Sinistrals. And it's a 3D remake of the second Lufia game, Rise of the Sinistrals. But it's kind of...
Did you talk about this before?
About the game or wanting to get it?
Wanting to get it?
Oh, yeah. I've mentioned it before. I just finally caved in and bought it online. And when I bought it, I didn't realize I was buying a brand new sealed copy. So it came in the mail and it's sealed. And I'm sitting there going, well, fuck, I kind of wanted to play this, but now I've got a sealed copy of it. Looks like I'll buy another one.
Oh, jeez.
I feel like that's not really something to cry about, though.
No, absolutely not.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I didn't spend too much on it, but I just could not find it in the store. And when it comes to DS games, I'm kind of goofy about the fact that I still want it to have the case. If it's a Super Nintendo or an NES or an N64 game, I don't really care about having the box because I know that's going to be very hard. But a DS case has a hard box that should stick with it.
Yeah.
And it's harder to display DS games.
Yeah.
So that's what I've added recently. I think that's the one thing that I've been pining over for quite a while.
Nice.
Anything else?
I don't know. I'm not sure what I'd want. I'm not sure I would collect anything else.
Well, you don't have room.
I'd quite like some. I have loads of room. I've got a walk-in closet.
I got an extra 50 feet.
Oh.
I would quite like.
Is that what your actual flat is? A walk-in closet?
Yeah. I'd quite like some of the Mega CD games because I think they're pretty cool. They're quite hard
Tunnel
to find
Shark.
as well.
Snatcher.
Sewer Shark. Night Trap. I'd quite like Night
that's what
Trap.
it's called.
Oh,
I'd
God,
like
Night Trap.
I'd like a copy of Night Trap just because it's such a strange game, and it's quite prolific for what it is.
I started playing
with the whole...
Snatcher based on your recommendation, and I think we should dedicate a show to that game. I think we could have fun with that.
Yeah.
But
I think so too. I think we should all play it.
I want Pokemon Snap. That's what I want. I should just buy
for
it.
N64?
Yeah, because the emulator one doesn't work. Like, you can't actually take the pictures, which is so depressing.
Why not just get a different emulator?
You can't. I've done it before.
No, like, all of the ones that I've tried for the Mac won't work.
Oh. Get a PC.
That's because you have a Mac.
Yeah.
Or I could just get the game.
So,
Yeah.
any other thoughts on Harrison's questions?
I feel like I missed him. Haven't heard from anyone.
We haven't heard
while.
from Scale in a while. What happened to Mustache Dude?
I don't
We need
know.
Okay, what is
Who are these people?
There was a guy who used to send us emails all the time, and the dude had just the best mustache.
Ever.
I mean, it was like a total man crush on his mustache.
Yeah.
Mustache Dude, if you're listening, come back.
What the hell was his name? I've got it in here somewhere.
I don't know. I just focused on the mustache.
It was...
So what he...
But that was kind of creepy too, because it's his like Google profile picture. So it comes up when he sent us an email, and we were like, "Oh my god, this mustache!"
It was breathtaking.
It was. I was right about to leave Andrew too for his mustache.
breathtaking.
Dan, if you saw this guy's mustache, you would, yeah,
Be in
Your breath
awe.
would be
it
gone.
would be away.
It would be.
I can't figure out how to go to the second page in my email. It says 1 through 50 of 100. I want all of them.
There's probably a
There
next
isn't.
button. On Gmail.
Oh, there it is. Shut up. I'm gonna find this guy, but
It wasn't Mark.
was it
It's all right. We'll
Mark
just wait.
Marcheski?
Maybe.
Either way, if you have a sweet mustache and you look like a Colombian coffee bean dealer, send us an email again.
Or just send us pictures of your mustache.
If you've got a sweet mustache, let's see it.
We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
If you don't have a mustache, we don't want to hear.
Especially if you are a female and you have a mustache.
I was gonna say I'm gonna start growing out my mustache and send pictures.
I saw a girl the other day that, I mean, I understand some women have some lip hair and it's okay, but darker skinned females will have darker hair. And this girl had a full on pencil porn mustache. And it's like,
Really?
don't you
They're very in.
think you'd get rid of that?
But I feel for like lighter skinned people too, it's more obvious if you have dark mustache hair.
I see my shorthand teacher at university had a beard, and she was a woman.
Really?
Yeah.
Was she like rocking it or just?
She was proper rocking it. She had more of a beard than I can grow.
Oh, dear.
That's awesome.
I can't.
And hairy
I can't
legs. It
picture
was
you with
horrendous.
a beard, Dan.
I quite often have a beard.
Really?
Yeah.
Gross.
Post a picture.
Oh, I have stubble.
Speaking of pictures, Jess and Tom, we're trying to.
I just feel like if I
Yes.
go to a park, I'm going to get arrested.
If
For
you
like...
go to a park and straddle something, well, yes. If it's a child,
Yeah, that's not cool.
we need pictures
There
for.
must be a good statue or something.
Yeah.
I have a picture. I just haven't dug it out yet. I will.
Ideally of a small animal statue.
So
Yes.
we have a Meet the Crew page on our website where we're all straddling something except for Jess and Tom.
I'm just sat near something
Yeah.
that could be straddled.
Very, very easily.
Yeah, I'm disappointed with the lack of straddling in that one. Yeah.
I straddled my way up the west coast of the United States. You guys can go outside and straddle something.
Oh, I'm going to America for September long weekend. I could straddle something in America.
Where are you going?
To visit my sister.
You should come to Phoenix. I hear it's nice this time of
It's
year.
a little bit away. Oh my god, no! It's like death oven
It is
there.
hot.
It's crazy.
Let's talk about what's happening here the next couple weeks. Tom is going to go to Africa Land, right? Is that
Yes.
still a thing?
That is still a thing.
That's amazing.
Okay, how long are you going to be gone? You're going to miss 2 shows, aren't you?
No, well, if we can move next week's show to Saturday, I'll miss just one show, I think.
Where are you going in Africa?
It's not really Africa, it's just an island off Africa, between Spain and Africa. It's called
Fuerteventura?
Nearly
Oh.
done. Tenerife.
Tenerife. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's just a classic holiday.
Everybody goes to Tenerife, Jess, here. It's not cool.
Yeah. It's
And
not
on the
as
other hand,
exotic.
next year am going to Australia for 3 weeks.
Ooh.
I feel like Brits do go to Australia as well.
No,
Yeah.
not really. But yes, that cost me a lot of money yesterday. It was very sad.
You could have spent it and come to America.
Did you watch In-Betweeners?
Yeah, of course. I love
Yeah.
In-Betweeners.
They went to Australia. You should just like redo their trip.
Well, funnily enough, one of the hostels they stayed in is actually where we're going.
Shut
So I'm
up.
like, yeah.
The one with like the fire pit where they.
Yeah, it's called the Art Hostel or something.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Nice.
But I don't want to go and sit with a bunch of pretentious
Bring a guitar.
because like you know the guy, you know Will off the In-Betweeners where he totally goes crazy at that guy
Yeah.
who's just a complete douche. Like
Yeah.
that would be me.
The hell is the
I would,
in-betweeners?
like if he's
You need
You've
to watch
never
it.
seen the
No, what is
In-Betweeners. Holy shit.
They're coming
like
out
one
with
of the
another movie.
best comedies ever. Eric, it has a guy who was sick on a child. What more do you want?
Yeah, was it 2 seasons of a TV show and then a movie?
3 seasons and 2 movies.
Oh, I haven't seen the second movie. Is it out yet?
No, that is the second
Yeah.
movie you've seen, Jess.
Yeah.
Hence
How-
why it's called The In-Betweeners 2.
I always wonder how other people in other countries find it funny, though. It's so
I love British humor.
Well, they
though.
actually did an American version of it, and it completely flopped because it was terrible.
Oh, God.
Okay, that's what I didn't see. Was the American one.
Yet I feel like the American
So-
version of The Office was better.
I don't mind British humor,
The-
but I know
I think they're both good shows in their own right, but
Yeah.
I've introduced Eric to a couple of English comedies, and he really likes them, like Father Ted and Red Dwarf.
yeah.
Father Ted's
classics.
Father Ted is hilarious. Have you seen that, Jess?
I watched some clips when you guys were obsessed with it.
Oh
great.
yeah,
Faulty Towers is funny too.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Fawlty
a classic.
Towers is brilliant.
So, is there a chance we could move the show to Saturday next week?
Yes.
I can't commit.
Okay,
I don't
we'll
know.
figure that out.
Depends
but
on what to-
I think we're going to shoot for the show with Will O'Neill after Tom gets back, so he can be a part of that.
All right.
So I'll set that up with him. As for next week, what should we play next week, guys? Should we take Harrison's suggestion?
What did he
He
suggest?
suggested any of the King of Monsters games for Super Nintendo.
Yeah, go for that.
Okay.
I'll do.
Okay.
And then if we come up with anything else, we'll play that as well.
But
Oh.
hopefully next week as well, we'll start the random name.
You know what else
thing,
I think
the
we should
random
play a
game.
little bit of, just because the Phantom Pain comes out a week from Tuesday. I think we should do some sort of Metal Gear Solid game, and I was thinking we could possibly play some of the VR missions.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
fun.
That sounds good, actually.
Let's do King of Monsters and Metal Gear Solid VR missions for next week, and we'll call it a show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Dan, where can we find you on Twitter?
Frosted Sloth.
Tom, where can we find you?
Hyper Jelly.
Jess?
I'm a Jess.
You can find me at Honest Pizza. That's going to do it for the show this week. We'll see you all next week.
Chatty bye.